Hello, welcome to the Player Rating Show. Liverpool and Man City played at a 1-1 draw at the Etihad Stadium. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to the game. It's been one of those life things this season, to be honest, both having two kids and stuff. So we're in the studio once again. I'm going to get into the player ratings. But first, if you enjoy player rating shows, give the video a thumbs up for me. Simon Mignolet in net. I'm going to go with an 8 for Simon Mignolet. I don't think he had a bad game in any way, shape or form. I think he was doing his job as he has been. His distribution was a lot better than normal. Don't think he could do anything about the goal. Nathaniel Clyne, I'm giving an 8 out of 10. I thought defensively, he had such a hard job today, didn't he, against Sane. And look, he's been a player who's been in terrific form. Nathaniel Clyne's come in for a little bit of criticism over the last week. He's got Trent Alexander-Arnold breathing down his neck for that right-back position, and I thought he just stood up to it really well. I think defensively he was absolutely superb. Maybe he's not that outlet in a forward-thinking sense that we want him to be, but you know, we did an entire almost an hour-long show this week on whether we are historically bad against smaller teams in the Premier League, or teams lower down in the Premier League, and whether Nathaniel Clyne is good enough as a right-back for us. And I think when we put a tweet out, we asked for the top 5, and we didn't say anything about Nathaniel Clyne. He's pretty much in everyone's top 3 of right-backs. So I personally think, go and watch the show. It's on the redmentv.com. So we do about half an hour, and I think there's you know, he's a good right back, and I think we probably just expect a little bit too much from him, and there's statistical reasons and analytical reasons why on the show as well. Joel Matip, 8 out of 10. He was superb again. You know, he was causing them threats from corners. He was calm on the ball. He did really well. Everyone got a little bit nervous towards the end, but they stood up. We only conceded the 1 goal. We got a point. It's the Etihad Stadium. We're lucky with the type of results that we've had against these top 6. And I don't think that when you go away to the Etihad Stadium and you get a draw, all right, we're under a lot of pressure, but we bend. We didn't break, and I think that's massively important, and Matip was a big part of that. For me, Ragnar Klavan, 7 out of 10. I thought of the back 4, he was probably the one that was a little bit iffier than the others, but again, that's not to say that he had a bad game at all. I think, you know, he's got a big test in Sergio Aguero. It's probably the first time that he's come up against him, certainly at the Etihad Stadium anyway, and he did well, and he's calm on the ball, but there was a couple of occasions that I doubted. James Milner, 8 out of 10 again. You know what? 9 out of 10 because he gets the goal as well. You know, it's a great penalty straight into the side netting, but he's got Raheem Sterling on him. And look, I know as Liverpool fans we think he's a snake and all that type of stuff, but he's a friggin' tremendous footballer, Raheem Sterling. That's the one thing that you've got to remember, and he'll cause proper fullbacks problems and guys who've been doing this job for 10, 15 years of the career, and James Milner's come up against him twice this season and has held his own. Now, question marks over whether he should have been a little bit closer to Kevin De Bruyne for the cross for their goal, but I think if you look at the position of the back 4, he's got a good gap to his left centre-back in Ragnar Klavan. They're all shifted over to the right-hand side, so sometimes you've got to give that right wing a little bit of space. It's their job to pull you out wide, and he's supposed to keep where he is. And yeah, he might have been a little bit slow, but sometimes you've got to put your hands up and go, that's a great ball. David Beckham would have been proud of that ball, because he doesn't shift the ball in front of him and start running. He takes the ball, crosses it, and it's a great ball for Sergio, and a great run by Sergio Aguero as well. Emre Can, for me, you know, the 3 midfielders, Emre Can, Adam Lallana, and Gini Wijnaldum, I'm going to give them all 9s, but I'm going to give it to my man of the match to, wow. I'm torn between Emre Can and Gini Wijnaldum, to be honest with you. And because I've given Emre Can a little bit of stick over the last few weeks, I'm going to give him my man of the match, because I think when you started watching the game, first few minutes and stuff, you thought, oh, is he at the races? This is going to be a really tough game for him. He was at the races. He was superb all game, winning tackles back, bringing the ball forwards, making good, clever decisions about his position and not going too far forwards and being caught in behind with the likes of David Silva and Sergio Aguero playing behind him and stuff. I just thought it was a really mature performance from Emre Can, and one that gives me massive optimism going forward. Gini Wijnaldum, similarly, thought he was superb, absolutely superb. He's just so strong on the ball, isn't he? And he's such a great transition player between midfield and midfield and attack, sorry. And yet he just seems to really love the defensive side of the game as well. He's constantly covering back, as is his midfield partner, Adam Lallana, who also gets a 9. The two of them, harrying everybody, harrying everything, always being willing to do the extra yards and track back and get into the area and make tackles. And I love that in football. I love seeing 3 players in the centre of the park who just want the ball more than their opposition numbers. And I think, you know, if you were to analyse the game, you'd probably look at the wingers and say that's where we struggled a little bit. But the centre of the park is where I felt we had loads of success, and I think that's down to them 3. Sadio Mane, a great first half, tailed off a little bit second. When he moved over to the left-hand side, don't think he had as much damage. He couldn't do as much damage, sorry. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Philip Coutinho, 7 out of 10. Again, he was just starting to show flashes of brilliance when he was pulled, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. He's not the player that he was pre-injury, but hopefully we will see that player between now and the end of the season. Wasn't his best game. I think of all the forward players, he was probably the weakest. Roberto Firmino, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 as well. Again, on another day, he'd have an assist and he'd have won the penalty for us, because the touch of that ball to Adam Lallana was superb. And you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? With a little bit more pace and a little bit more of an eye for goal, I think he could have walked away with a goal again today, but it wasn't to be. Substitutes, Divock Origi, going to give him a 6 out of 10. It wasn't on the field for very long, but I don't think he was the option that we'd hoped that he would be. And Lucas Leiva, I don't think I can mark him. If you agree or disagree with any of my player ratings, let me know in the comment section below, of course, and tune in to the redmentv.com, because tomorrow we'll be doing the final word show. We've got Steor, we've got John Machin, we've got me, and we've got Paul Machin to go through for an hour that game with a fine-tooth comb. So if you enjoy good football content and good football-based chat and lots of it, go and sign up to the redmentv.com. Do it now. It's £2 a month, free for the first month. We've got some big things coming. Don't forget to check out the podcast this week and drop a like on the video. Ta.